Come on, let's be positive. Just stop right there. No negativity. Let's be positive. LBP, let's be positive.
LBP, let's be positive. Matt Gunn joining us from Twizel. And you've been on your own this weekend, pal. Tracy McKenzie away. What shopping? What are they doing?
She's away spending money buying things for the house. So
yeah,
you know
okay,
how
yeah. No, well, I mean, but that only means I just heard spending money. That's what I heard. Yeah. Okay.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm glad I'm not there. I don't have to agree with everything anyway, and I don't get a choice anyway. But nonetheless, it always makes me nervous.
Well, it should make you nervous, mate, because you're not there.
I know. But even if I am there, I still don't play a role.
No.
I get to decide. She showed me 2 paint colours the other day. Which one do you like most? I said whichever one you like, because I wouldn't actually pick green. You're not asking me which colour I want. You're asking me which colour I like that you want.
Yeah.
Which is actually different.
Well, that's completely different. Yeah. No, there's only one answer to that question. It's either you choose or you choose. There's no other answer to that question. There's no, because she's not hearing anything else. Otherwise, it's, well, why don't you do it?
Yeah. It's either mint green or slightly less mint green.
That's it.
Or minty mint green.
That's it, yeah.
Which, and honestly, my eyes aren't good enough to differentiate between the three of them anyway.
Do you know what? In the end, and this is the end of the crazy thing, and one of the fundamental differences between men and women is that we don't actually care. As long as it's not something bright and garish that every time I look at it, I go, it flows past me. These things, I don't stop and stare at it. It's just... No. It's just just choose it, and that's fine. I know, mate. It's like going to Bunnings it's like going to Bunnings and trying to find a couple of just pots to put the pot plants in. I mean, honestly, mate, does it need to take 90 minutes? Can you just walk in and go, that one looks fine. It's black, it's round. Well, what about this one? It doesn't matter to me which one it is.
I know. No, it matters what it goes with and what it might clash against and all the rest of it. None of the things that matter. No. Put a nice plant that no one looks at the actual pot. Do they? Who looks at the pot plant? They look at the plant, not the pot.
How hot has it been down there, mate? Because I know that last year you said you want global warming. Are you getting it?
Oh, we've had global warming. We've had the hottest, driest November, December, January for more than 50 years.
Wow.
So it has arrived. It is so dry here that when you walk across what used to be grass, it's literally just crunching under your feet and turning into powder. It's the weirdest and high alert for fires.
I bet.
They had a small grass fire here the other day. They sent 18 crews and 2 helicopters. That's how nervous they are about the whole place going up in flames.
Yeah, well, of course, everyone remembers Oho in the village, and everyone happened a couple of years ago, don't they? So they got an eagle eye on that. Let's talk some sport anyway, mate, and kick it off with Joe Schmidt, because as good a coach he is, Matt, I began the show by asking this question. Justin Marshall, Peter Fitzsimons on after that, saying, look, he's not the answer, and don't expect him to be the answer. Fundamentally, Australian rugby has got so many issues to deal with, but most importantly, in terms of that Wallaby side, he's got to find some players. He's got to find some international class players. And where are they coming from? You can't just appoint a coach and go, oh, great, he's now going to coach this bunch of guys into being the best team in the world. That's unrealistic.
Yeah, we're not going to be the best team in the world. I mean, we just want to be a competitive team. I was quite happy to read that he'd taken the job, and the reason is because I didn't think there was anyone in Australia that was going to be able to make a difference either. And I don't think we've got enough really experienced coaches to make a big enough difference. So hopefully something within his coaching style is able to transfer, which it did in Ireland. So, I mean, that's, I suppose, the shining light, the bright light that I can hopefully dream towards. But you're dead right. I mean, what we've seen over the last 18 months or 2 years is a group of players who can show moments of magic, but they just aren't good enough to maintain it, and certainly not good enough to win series. Only win moments in games. So They're at their lowest point ever. There will be some that say you should bring in an Australian, but I think the world's moved on from that. I mean, nobody really worries too much about that, I suppose, except the All Blacks and maybe South Africa. Anywhere else, these coaches are going. The other good news, Martin, is generally, and over the last decade or so, when New Zealand coaches take on other international teams, they do seem to go okay. They do seem to see some improvement. And the question is when Australia will have coaches good enough to do that, and when their coaching systems in terms of training coaches are good enough for them to be competing and taking those roles. So good on Schmitty. Schmitty, we're calling him. No Bledisloe since 2002 for Australia. He wants to see that series competitive. I reckon for him in the next 12 months, if he can achieve that, that'll be a massive step forward, because 2002, Martin, it's a long time ago, like the Bulldogs in 2004. You almost forget what success is like.
Let's be positive about the Australian Tennis Open. Brilliant tournament as always. But Demon, they call him the Demon, the last Aussie in the draw, on the men's side of the draw. He gone now.
Yeah, devastated that he lost a little bit of focus and concentration in the fifth set last night. What I love about these kind of stories is how they become superstars in Australia.
Yep.
The Open tends to throw them up off and on over the years. And the Demon, what a great name.
I know,
the
it's brilliant.
Demon.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Everybody rides that success. They pray for the best. He was very close to taking it that next step. And he'll have a bit of a legendary status now, and hopefully there's another young tennis player that might be able to do all right. You see the come on kid.
Yeah, so the come on. Yeah,
got his son in there in the juniors, and apparently that was a sold-out match. There were former Davis Cup players, there were former international players, former great tennis players, and an absolute packed audience for the young 15-year-old who walked out just like Dad with his hat on backwards, and basically he's a little clone off.
Well,
so
Australia's
got a little bit of tennis on its mind.
Great thing about Leighton Hewitt, mate, is that there is an overachiever. There's a guy who didn't have a first serve and managed to win Wimbledon, okay, on grass. I think that, people really underestimate what that guy actually managed to do in tennis, considering that, it's a bit like Mats Verlander and a bit like Agassi and that. He won tournaments that he should never have won. You're Liverpool, top of the table, 5 points clear. You're calling it now. Let's be positive about it. As much as it pains me, as much as I hate it, you're winning the title, aren't you? Say it.
Well, I think we have to win the title now. I'm ready to say it, and I think we'll win more than one title, Martin.
Go on.
We have a little concern with Mo in Egypt, a bit of a hammy. The German says, well, look, we're going to send a medical team over there just to make sure, double check. At Liverpool, we are ticking every box, Martin. We've got a lot of injuries, actually, to be fair, and to continue on with those injuries in the manner of winning that we are and getting another one. In this latest round is fantastic. We have to hang on and hold on and believe. It is a year of belief for me, and I say yes, Liverpool win it, and maybe another 2 titles to go along with that. And in a similar manner, I've just been on the Bulldogs website looking at memberships.
Go on.
And I'm signing up. I haven't signed up the last couple of years, but I think that may be why we've struggled. So I'm going on there for the classic membership. I've been looking at jerseys for this year. Wow. Eye-watering the price of a jersey. 160 Australian dollars plus the postage to get it in.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot for a team that's not going to make top 8. Hang on a second. Did I say that? I've got the odds in front of me at the moment. Top 8, $1.04 on the Panthers to make top 8, $1.72 on the Wars to make the top 8. I'm going right down the list here, and you're only about third to last. Doggies $3.40 to make the top 8. Smack it hard, wouldn't you?
That is the bet of the season.
That's gimme money.
That's
gimme money, yeah. That's gimme money. Come on.
That is going to be money. I'm going to jump on that. First and foremost, there's enough in that TAB account after my summer to get the classic membership, to get the jersey,
here we go,
and then to bang the rest of it on us at $3.40. And if we wait a couple of weeks, it might even burst out to $3.60. So I am planning on holidaying at the end of this year. I'm going. I'm not even joking, Marty. I'm going to Australia for a wedding, my niece's wedding. I've got to MC her wedding over there. And I'm going to be at the grand final in Jersey with my classic membership and that ticket from the TAB saying, this is going to pay for the whole lot, Marty.
Finally, let's be positive, and the results are positive, but I'm left feeling flat. Here we are. We beat Pakistan in a T20 series. We didn't beat them 5-0. They end up winning the last one. But by that stage, the who cares factor is so high in this. It's like you guys wiping the floor with the West Indies in a test match that barely went 3 days. How much satisfaction can we get from this? Because I'm looking at the Black Caps and I'm thinking, you were a really good side at home, playing against sides that we don't know how good you are, and you're a really good side in cricket, and you've always a really good side, but how much satisfaction do you get kicking the West Indies again?
Oh, very little from the West Indies, I agree. But, the thing I must say is you sent me that little message saying, do we even need to play these? Well, I think for guys like you and me, Martin, you have to take every single test possible. And even if those series don't necessarily deliver the kind of competition that you want, if we allow ourselves to skip over these and just let them go by the wayside, before you know it, all we're going to have is 8 or 9 Series T20s with a few ODIs. Regardless of the results, we've got to keep these test series coming along, Marty. I know only 2 matches isn't that great, but with South Africa and Australia on the horizon, tell me what you're most looking forward to.
Yeah,
as a cricket lover.
Yeah, that's right. It. I mean, and that's the truth. As a guy who loves his cricket, I'm looking forward to those test matches. I won't even remember what these scores were in these other games. So, yeah, you are right.
Oh, I'm right for once. That's good. That's fantastic. Another warm day here in Twizel, Marty. Do a little bit of work today, chase up a few stories, and then I'll just cruise home and just go over the details of my Bulldogs membership ahead of what's going to be a very, very successful 2024, the 20th anniversary since our last success, which was against the Roosters. I don't need to remind you, 16-13.